Hi everybody, welcome to this daily news. We are 2026 February 6th and let's go through the news that I caught today. We are actually catching on 2 days of news because yesterday I didn't have the time to do the wrap. So anyway, we saw in the news, so Poland's energy control system were breached through exposed VPN access. What's interesting in this one is that they had an exposed gateway written somewhere in the text, which use FortiGate, and you know there have been so many vulnerability around this lately. But in this case, the issue was they didn't even have MFA. So the issue is that probably either the credential got leaked or they got guessed, and the attacker could get in. The thing is, it did widespread because there was a unified infrastructure with that, and basically it could take they could take communication down with plants like heat and power, and also somewhere they say in the article renewable energy, windmills, photovoltaic facilities, and stuff like that. So they lost visibility on substation. So that's something challenging because we often use consolidation to have visibility with the security tool in infrastructure. But what happened is the same thing with single sign-on. When you get a compromise of an account, and this is the same security layers, the same accounts across the whole infrastructure, the attacker can use it to move laterally and exploit all of them. So this is something to consider. If you decide to consolidate your infrastructure, either using the same brand or the same approach, same credential across the infrastructure, you must enforce these security controls on these because the risk is raising and the impact is growing crazily as much as you pile up infrastructure behind the same approach. So this is something to consider. Yep, that's a nice case learning opportunity. Openclaws, this is getting in the news. I spoke about it a few days ago. Nice tool, you know, to exploit a local AI running on your machine that do things for you. The issue is it's not mature. It has been developed with vibe coding. It's a fresh product. And what happened is that it has a lot of security holes, well, some technical ones, but also some behavioral ones. The main issue that has been identified is that the tool allows to gather information from online resource, and these online resource may be trapped with prompt injection or anything, and anything that the tool access, could be your email, your document, can actually modify them. That means that you are exposing the whole deep world of internet to a tool that has control and even deletion and modification control over your private data. So that's something very sensitive that I would carefully review before applying any change. Some safeguard or snapshot approach will come over time, I believe, because this is not suitable right now. You cannot risk your all information database to be vanishing due to the random failure of an AI or a poorly sanitized document that go into the pipe and trigger the deletion of many information. Although it does crazy things. I mean, some people did great experimentation. It's able to create its own account, register its own phone line, make its own calls. It's like crazy impressive. But on the integrity side of the data and confidentiality, I don't think we are there yet. So that's something to check. If you decide to use this, there might be a use case. For criminal, it's amazing already because they don't care about integrity or anything with the data. So it will automate crime at first, and then maybe later on it will be useful for some professional work. Yet, as always with AI project, the issue is the scoping of what it can do or what cannot do, and how you can control that. So these challenges are coming ahead. Speaking about AI, it's all over the news. Claude Opus 4.6 has been released, and they actually managed to spot many vulnerabilities that were unknown so far in open source project. That's one article about how it advanced and what it's bringing. And another one from the Hacker News there, where they say like 500 previously unknown vulnerability got identified. So we have to see and understand that this is happening on open source, because the program could actually pull the source code, understand the behavior of what it's doing, and actually identify failure or poor implementation, stuff like that, and do a lot of correlation. That is something hard for humans to do. So that's why it could actually spot all of these. If we speak about closed source and you have to do some reverse engineering, it's not going to be that easy because it's an LLM, so it's good at reading code, but reading binary will be another story. So we are not there yet, but this is cool. And many of the projects that got the vulnerability found have been releasing update and patching. So this is good for the community at least. So that's a good thing. Be aware that attackers again can use that as a Swiss knife to get through whatever you expose and spot a vulnerability in it and exploit them. So this is, as always, the race between the good one and the bad ones, but good to know that this is evolving and getting more capabilities. F5 Firewall did release an urgent security fix. So this article actually covered two topics: big IP F5 firewalls. Actually, they speak about the WAF, Web Application Firewall, and NGINX, which is the web server or reverse web proxy, depending on how you implement it, which both come with vulnerability and got patches. So you should read it. Make sure that you patch them. They identify the version that you need to patch. Again, this is about managing your attack surface. Those two products are usually exposed to the web, the WAF, because it's a web application firewall. So that's the first thing the browser attackers, clients see online and connect to. And the NGINX side is a web server. So obviously this is exposed online because it's providing the web content. If you use NGINX, obviously. It's also using load balancer configuration and stuff like that. And finally, APTQ27. Thankfully, we didn't go through the whole alphabet to get the name of that one. They actually launched stealthy attack on corporate network. That was interesting because they basically send a customer support agent to a customer support agent that will click to a link for a support ticket, and the click is actually going to a file which is a PIF file, an old executable window, like a bit like SCR files. But due to the default setting in corporate environment to make stuff convenient for user, the extension of the files are usually hidden. So the attacker used the very old trick of making the name of a file like something.docx or .txt and hide the .pif extension. That means that when the unsuspecting agent rush and press because the productivity is a key matter, so they have to do things fast. They download, run it, open it, nothing happened, but in fact they just executed the payload, and then the infection starts. So something to consider. Awareness is needed there. Reviewing your security setting. I think we should never hide what can be seen for humans to allow them to take proper decision. Like, I'm not a big fan of QR code because human cannot read them. So in order to know what they contain, you have to read them with a machine, and the QR code scanner could be pwned and hacked through the reading. So the human has no way before exposing its device to identify if it's a threat or not. So that's an issue. Same thing with the settings of hiding extension in Windows file system. That's all for today. I hope it's going to bring you value. As always, subscribe, share, comment, and like. It's good for the channel to grow. Let me know what you like, what you want to see more, and I hope it's bringing you value. And after that, I wish you a great weekend. See you. Bye-bye.